Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I will be checking out a band I've never listened to before. The band is called Save Us, and I am checking out their debut track, which is called New Light, but they have since put out another single called Distance. I decided to go with the debut one to see why they picked it as their first song ever. It just kind of appealed to me a little bit more, but make sure if you haven't yet, you check out their other new track, their second track ever, Distance. This is a band where I'm familiar with some of the musicians' work. Some of the musicians from this band were a part of the band Memorist. If you have seen my videos on that band, you know that I loved them a lot. They were a great band. So I am excited to see what this new project will be like. The first video as well as the second, I believe, were both posted on Dreambound. So in this video here, I will have in the description the link for the music video that I'll be using off of Dreambound's channel. The link will be in the description, as well as all the band's promotional links, social media, all of that information. So all that being said, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it.
Just to stay alive, I'm standing at the front line, pouring nights come passing through. It's a new life, this is our time. You are my fire.
Oh! Oh. I'll wait till the end. Okay, what's up, bass? Oh yeah, I really like this chorus. Where to? Oh. Woo, put the song title in there. Oh. Saw the red and knew. Save Us, New Light. Let's discuss. I am very happy with this. I think that obviously the band probably wants to separate from what happened with their old project and stuff, but I think the special sound that they had as musicians, as people making music, transferring over to this project was seamless by the looks of this track. The vocalist has like what I was kind of I'm torn because obviously things went very, very south with their old vocalist and their old project, but with this, it has that sound while still sounding like a different project, if that makes sense. But the range of this vocalist, the singing that turns into like that grittier, almost a scream, but not quite stuff on the chorus. I love that sound, and obviously this vocalist will have no problem with that. So the chorus was a huge check for me going into this project. When you've never heard anything by a band before, you have no idea what to expect. Obviously, I know a bit about the sound they went for previously in a completely different project, but that does not mean that this is going to be similar in any way. But I'm very happy going into this to see what came over from the music that these musicians make when they get together. So I'm very excited to see where this project will go. I do think that chorus is my favorite part of this, but when you listen to the details in the song, take the very first pre-chorus, I believe, as an example, the atmosphere, that is stuff I also really lean into, stuff that gives it like kind of, I guess, thickens up the track, and not in a way that's like, a lot of times when we see like thick, we're talking about riffs and thal and stuff. It's in a much different way. It's like layering up the song so it feels more full, but in a much different way. I think it accompanies the rest of the track perfectly. The chorus, the space between the first and the second chorus, the verse work in there, some like that main riff on this track too. I don't want to discount with what I just said about like the atmosphere and such, have that kind of be like, and there's just no riffs, because there's definitely guitar work in here as well. There's like a main riff. I think right before the second chorus you can really hear what it's doing for the track, but so there's a good range of sound here, and I think that kind of leaves the door open for they can do tracks that kind of lean more into the softer side, the singing. They're definitely capable of doing synth work and kind of giving those softer instrumentals that accompany a vocalist like this who can sing very well and kind of get into that, I guess it just reminds me of like a synthier sound, even though that's not necessarily what this track gave in full. I think it's a big possibility for them. But then you look at the heavier parts of this song, the part where I was like, where are we going? And then the visualizer turns red and it drops into a breakdown. So they're kind of, I think, picking this as a debut single. As I've only heard one song ever from them. But I think I guess better to word it this way would be, they picked a great debut single. Obviously, I have no idea what their other music sounds like, because this shows off the potential of the band, the possibilities they have to kind of tap into multiple things. They obviously do the heaviness really well, which we got to see in this track, but with the chorus overshadowing that for me and my preference, I think that's kind of the promise there as well, because although that was what I preferred if I had to pick a favorite part of the song, there wasn't a spot where I felt like the quality of it let up, if that makes sense. So I think that they did the heavier parts really well also. They click in together really nicely, so it doesn't feel disjointed or anything, transitions smoothly. So for a debut track, even not as a debut track, this would be on the playlist for me, but I think especially as a debut track, it's exciting because the sound is right up my alley, and it's while it's brand new, it has stuff that I think will be different for the members in this project and stuff. It also has stuff that we are looking for from them, knowing where they came from, if that makes sense. So on first listen to the first track I've ever heard from this band, there's nothing that I would want to see differently. The chorus is going to be a huge win over for me, something that draws me back for even more plays that I would go for if you're not considering the chorus pulling me back in. But there's a lot to enjoy about this track, the overall atmosphere, the mood, the details that goes into that. With the layering I was talking about, let me know what you thought in the comments. Again, I will link the visualizer I used, all of the band's social media. All that information will be in the description of this video. You'll also be able to find my link tree there as well. That will have my Twitch channel, my Patreon, the Discord server invite link. Any link you may need related to my channel should be in that link tree. I am going to be offering more on Patreon, which I've said, and I've added stuff in there. I'm currently working on a video for what I've listened to the most over the course of this year so far, as it is in September. I also have my Twitch channel where I do all my request streams, all my streams in general. Anything that is streaming will take place on Twitch, so that includes the request streams that are every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, 7 p.m. GMT. I have the link for that, of course, in the link tree, and I will be doing some additional streams that are not request streams but still music related, so if you want to be notified when I go live, see what I'm doing over there on Twitch. The link will be there. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.